What's up, guys? I guess we got another update. Let's see what they have to say. Another update, I guess. Major update. Maybe a better quality video.
Good afternoon. Again, I'm Providence Mayor Brett Smiley. I'm joined with Governor McKee, who we will hear from in just a moment. We're also joined by Senator Jack Reed and Congressman Gabe Amo, and we will hear from Senator Jack Reed in a moment on behalf of Rhode Island's federal delegation, who've been in touch with us throughout this incident over the last day. And as both the governor and I have said on multiple occasions, the amount of federal resources and cooperation that we've received is extraordinary, and that extends to our representatives here in Rhode Island. And then finally, Colonel Oscar Perez will give an update as well. At this time, we have no update to share on the investigation.
So why the fuck are you coming on?
Believe that we've
At this time, we have no up. So why are you here? What the hell?
hit any roadblocks.
I'm tired of these people.
That we are doing what we know how to do in
I'm
cooperation
sorry.
with our
I'm on
law
edge.
enforcement partners to ensure that we adequately, thoroughly investigate the situation, and when we are ready to make a further announcement, we will do so. We know there's some information circulating, but we will not share any information that might compromise our investigation or future charges.
I'm tired of these people. Why are you here then?
Actual updates to share with respect to the investigation. Next, it's clear that is still in shock and hurting. And now that the initial phase of the investigation has made some progress, we're turning our attention to caring for our neighbors, both the Brown community, the broader Providence community, and truly all of Rhode Island. The City of Providence has stood up a website, the address of which is providenceri.gov/community response resources. There you can find a long list of community resources for mental health care, what to do in the event of trauma, how to help talk about events like this with your kids, to try to help families, neighbors, community members start to understand how to process that which has been so difficult for us. Finally, the Providence City Council, who've been excellent partners, and again, we're joined by leaders from the City Council, including the councilman for this area, Councilman John Gonsalves, is inviting the Providence community and really anyone who'd like to join us tonight at 5 p.m. at Lippett Park, where there had been a previous plan to light a Christmas tree and to light a menorah for the first night of Hanukkah. And for those who know at least a little bit of the Hanukkah story, it is quite clear that if we can come together as a community and shine a little bit of light tonight, I think there's nothing better that we could be doing as a community. And so please know you're all invited to Lippett Park tonight at 5 o'clock. Lippett Park is at 1.
You're telling me to meet up at another large event, mass meeting? No thanks. Think I'm going to that shit? Hell no.
And other folks will be on hand to make sure that we are all can be in community.
You see what happened in Australia? I'm going to a Hanukkah meeting? Hell no.
I'd like to note that Family Services is here with us today, Margaret Holland McDuff. She is one of those community resources that has become available. I'd like to also acknowledge that United Way of Rhode Island and their 211 system has been helping.
The video looks crazy though, right?
Leaders from the Nonviolence Institute have been assisting with families in the hospitals. Additionally, Treasurer James Diosa and his Victim Compensation Fund has already been in touch to ensure that his office is doing everything that they can. Before I turn it over to the governor, I'll just share that a couple hours ago I was at the hospital. I know President Paxton has been several times, but I had a chance to meet with a few of the victims and their families. And while they are receiving excellent medical care, and I want to thank the professionals at Brown Health and Rhode Island Hospital, the professionalism, these folks, just like our law enforcement professionals, have been up all night working. but the level of care and professionalism that they are exhibiting is extraordinary. These survivors are receiving excellent care, and the resilience that these survivors showed and shared with me is frankly pretty overwhelming. It pales in comparison what they've gone through for the rest of us here. We're all saddened and scared and tired, but what they've been through is something entirely different, and yet they showed courage and hope and gratitude for how this community has stood up for them and how the healthcare providers cared for them. A couple of the family members who I had a chance to speak with are so grateful for what they've seen and heard of the outpouring of support from this community, and so I want to relay that to all of you, that they're watching what's happening also, and their healing is improved based upon all of the positivity and love and care that they've seen from not just the Rhode Island community, but frankly the national community, and so thank you. Governor McKee has been an incredible partner through all of this, and I'm grateful for his leadership and the compassion that he's shown and the relentless focus he's had on those individuals who are recovering in the hospital right now, and I'd like to invite the governor to say a few words.
So today, Brown students and the community is suffering.
It's kind of low. Sorry. Let me turn it up.
So please let the President and the Brown community know that we stand with you. So as we start this second day of this tragedy, I do feel as though it's important to really point out Mayor Smiley and his team, first responders, state police and our federal partners, Brown University, the staff at the hospitals, and as the mayor said, the media who has been able to really put out the information that I'm sure is going to help accelerate the fact that we have someone in custody. The mental health support. The community needs our compassion and our support as the process of this horrific event unfolds. As governor and as a Rhode Islander, I get to speak on behalf of the people of the state of Rhode Island. As a dad, as a grandparent, it hits home to us, all of us, me included. While a suspect has been detained, our work as a state is not over. As governor, I'm committing to the city and to Brown and the broader community that has been impacted by this to make sure everyone who needs assistance, mental health assistance, can access them. Last night we activated the state's trauma response team to help coordinate mental health resources with all partners. And to everyone in the nation, because this is a national event. I've had calls, like I said, personal calls with Hawaii, a dad that has a freshman at Brown University. To everybody out there in the country, please send your prayers here to Rhode Island. And to all Rhode Islanders, let's do what we do best. Let's stand by and support our neighbors when they most need it. And we stand ready to do exactly that.
Thank you, Governor. I'd like to invite Senator Jack Reed to say a few words on behalf of the congressional delegation.
On behalf of Senator Whitehouse, Congressman Magaziner, Congressman Amo, I first want to express our profound condolences to those families who've lost a loved one and to those families who are struggling with a seriously injured child. We offer not only our sympathies but our prayers for a speedy recovery. I must commend the leadership Mayor Smiley has done a superb job. The governor has done a superb job. The President Paxton, and the Provost Doyle have also stepped up and done a superb job. We are also, I think, particularly indebted to the police officers and the firefighters from Providence, the Brown University Police Department, many departments, both police and fire from across the state of Rhode Island, our state police, and a special word of praise and thanks to our federal law enforcement officers, the FBI, the ATF. They have been instrumental, critical in the progress of this investigation so far. I received a call from Attorney General Pam Bondi, and I shared my praise and thanks for the assistance of federal authorities. This has been a horrible,
primary objective,
terrible moment. But in moments like this, we see the best of Rhode Island, the firefighters, the policemen.
now, run! Down! Take cover now, run!
Together,
Oh shit.
and let us celebrate that community. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator. Finally, we'll hear from Providence Police Chief Colonel Oscar Perez.
The update is there is no
Thank
update,
you, Mayor.
guys.
So yeah, the
That's
message is the
update.
same.
Literally
I'll echo
said there's
the
no
message
update.
from the mayor earlier as far as where are we with the investigation. I'll tell you that right now the investigation continues to progress extremely fast. We're in the process of collecting evidence and seizing items that we need to seize, search locations that we need to search. I want to commend the
I took a screenshot and I said break out and run, and I wanted to see what VO was going to come up with.
Primary objective is to maintain safety in the area. Get down! Take cover now! Run! Run! Primary objective is to maintain safety in the area. Get down! Take cover now! Run!
That's crazy what AI can do. Oh shit. Wow.
Primary objective is to maintain safety in the area. Get down! Take cover now! Run! Run! Primary
That's
objective.
crazy.
facts, not a speculation. And at that point, we'll be able to, once we're ready and we have the appropriate and accurate information, we'll be able to update you with that. My goal is that we're able to have that information as soon as possible. But again, I tell you that respectfully, and I have the responsibility to respect the integrity of this investigation. I think that is complex. Any detective that worked last night and all the agents that worked last night, I have responsibility to respect the work that they're doing. And so when we're ready to provide you with that info and to come to or to give you the right info, I will make sure that you get that updated. So.
Colonel, we managed to establish any connection between the suspect and the university. Why did the suspect target the university?
So that's all part of the investigations that we're conducting, and again, it's complex, and we want to make sure that once we have, at the appropriate time, give you the accurate information, we'll be able to provide that information for you in that instant. Go ahead, John.
Colonel, the
Oh, what happened? Oh shit. I didn't do that. That was actually, I don't know what happened there. Let me see if I can get another let's see.
Last night, we activated the state's trauma response team.
But it's going to take time. Detective work is not something that you can answer or solve within a minute. It takes time, and we have to make sure that we have the right evidence in order to prosecute somebody properly. So.
What led you to Coventry? What led you to the Providence Police there, Coventry Police?
The volume's
So I'm not going to confirm or comment on locations again, John. I'll tell you that I'm going to stay. I'm going to tell you exactly what I'm telling you is the fact that we're going to continue progressing on this complex investigation to make sure that we have all the facts together in order to be able to give you what you're asking.
Do you feel better now than you did last night at midnight?
Absolutely. I think the great work of the men and women of this department, the collaboration with the different federal agencies, the fact that we're standing here all together and we all stepped up and we're making sure that we have the right answers and that we can continue on to bring peace, as the mayor stated, and calm to this city. It's a beautiful city and it's something that we take pride of. And so, yes, I feel much better.
Pat, and then the guy behind.
Talk to us about the process.
The most common question I've gotten for the last 24 hours, it revolves around the fact that Brown University is the most camera-ridden, most responsive piece of real estate in Rhode Island, and yet there seems to be little or no video evidence outside of that clip. You know, respecting the investigation, is there a lot more video that we're just not able to see yet because of the ongoing investigation, or is there simply no video?
So what we shared with you the other day is what we have that we could share, and then we'll continue to, again, we're continuing to collect evidence. As we speak, we have detectives out there trying to continue to find. So I don't want to tell you that there's no more video, because we might find something within the next few minutes. So yes, it's possible, but what we gave you the other day is what we have. Go ahead.
So,
I'm sorry.
Colonel, if you wouldn't mind, two questions here.
Yeah.
Can you talk to us about the process of releasing this 10-second clip to now someone's in custody, kind of how you all are working together to garner that information? Someone being detained, rather.
Correct. And so, yeah, someone being detained, it led us to that point as far as, like, when we started, obviously, it's a fast move. It's a quick response right from the beginning. Once we get the call and you pull up to a scene, obviously, as chaotic as it was, and then it gets to a point that now we're asking the public for help. Tips come in, federal agents come in. At that point, Providence Police response, detectives get to do the work, and so that's where we started. And then we ended up getting, obviously, to a point where we find someone of interest, we bring him in, but we're I'm pretty confident in the work that the men and women have done of the department, but I got to respect their work. Some of them haven't gone to sleep. And so I have to respect the fact that they're going to continue and give us what we need in order to be able to prosecute somebody properly. Yes.
Telemundo in the back.
Sé que muchas personas volverán a la misma pregunta. ¿Podría brindar una actualización en español, algo que sea útil para la comunidad hispana de Rhode Island?
Ciertamente que este departamento trabaja muy duro para encontrar respuestas. En este momento esto fue una situación muy trágica en la ciudad de Providence, pero me gustaría acordarle a la comunidad que este departamento siempre se responde de una manera muy importante y tenemos una persona en este momento que es de interés. Estamos colectando la evidencia que es necesaria para legalmente presentarlo a la corte para así ponerle los cargos que se necesitan presentar. En este momento tenemos unas ayudas y recursos de las agencias federales, también como del fiscal del estado y también de otras personas, pero yo quiero respetar el trabajo de mis detectives y tener lo que necesitamos para poder presentar a alguien en la corte positivamente.
¿Y el llamado al público para colaborar en la investigación cuál es?
Sí, muchísimas gracias al público. De pronto, si tienen alguna evidencia en este momento, pasaron por ahí.
Honestly, if you're busting out in Spanish, you're going to have to bust out in every other language too, right? Inclusivity. In the medical field, or just not even just the medical field, in general, it's considered disrespectful or poor etiquette to start speaking different languages in front of other people, assuming that they understand. Like, it's just kind of like disrespectful. You know what I mean?
The one to stain that process.
I don't know.
At this point, no, correct. And so that's the other thing. I'm not going to speculate on something without grounded facts. If we're going to charge someone, then we're going to charge somebody, and I'm going to come here and tell you, you'll be the first ones to know.
You're going to do Spanish, you got to do Creole.
Again, we're in the process
French.
of collecting evidence, we're in the process of typing search warrants as needed, and we're in the process of doing what we need to do in order to be able to get those items.
Right here.
We heard of some people who work in the building who say they had some safety concerns, specifically with the lack of cameras in this building where the shooting took place. Do you know if there were cameras in the building? What was the security like in that building?
Again, I'm not going to comment as far as what was at this facility or what you're being told by or what information you're getting from somebody, but I can comment on the fact that we are working with what we have. And obviously we have somebody that's at the police station, a person of interest, and we're going to continue to build that case in order to be able to charge that person.
The FBI director is saying that they found this person of interest in a Coventry hotel because of a tip from the Providence police. Can you confirm that? The FBI director is saying that.
Because of a tip of the Providence police. Again, I'm not going to.
The FBI director is saying that they found the person of interest in a Coventry hotel because of a tip from the Providence.
So me personally, I'm not going to comment on what was told by another agency. What I'm telling you is the fact that we're going to continue this investigation. We're going to respect the integrity of it, and we're going to work closely with the Attorney General's office in order to be able to prosecute this person in the proper manner.
Colonel, what do you say to parents around the country and around the world? There are many international students at Brown who are sitting here today wondering how a gunman was able to get so close to students. Did they have a swipe card? Were they let in somehow? What do you tell parents?
I tell the parents that this is a great city. Brown has been an icon in the city. I think that this is an unfortunate incident. But I'll tell the parents that if the kids are going to come to the city, to be sure that we're going to do what we need to make sure that they're safe. And if horrific incidents like this happen, we're going to do what we need to do to make sure that we hold those people accountable.
Colonel, about the victims, can you give us any information about, the two people who died, if they were students, or if we're going to get their names at all?
As far as we understand, due to some travel, not all of the victims' families have been notified. And so I hope everyone can respect the fact that we cannot share victim information if we have not yet first notified the families. It is around the holidays, and there are some people in transit, and so we need to allow for contact to be made before additional information is shared. I'm sorry that we're not able to share more. And I will just say, I know, and I said this at the outset, I know it is frustrating that we cannot share additional information on the investigation to date. However, as has been said now for almost 24 hours, bringing the individual responsible for this horrific act in our city to justice remains our top priority, along with the healing of their survivors. Bringing that person to justice means having a thorough, complete, and tight investigation, which then can be prosecuted successfully. That's how we bring justice to the individuals involved here. And so while it may be frustrating for certain members of our community to feel like we're not being fully forthcoming with some of the details, the reason that we are not sharing details that are unconfirmed is that it could compromise our prosecution. And hopefully everyone can appreciate that the top priority is in fact bringing a semblance of justice and closure. And the way in which we do that is with the strongest case possible that we can present, that the Attorney General will prosecute. And so we will not share any details that we feel could compromise that future prosecution for the sake of justice for the families.
Mayor Smiley, we've spoken to students who have been the victims of shootings in high school, and now they're attending Brown, describing this as a uniquely American experience to go through not one but two school shootings. What do you feel needs to be done to keep this from happening, to stop that cycle of violence? And President Paxton, if you want to weigh in as well, ma'am.
Yeah, there's going to be many days, months, or I'm not sure how long, of both healing, but of also moments to advocate for what might need to change. Speaking for myself, at least, that's not today.
We'll talk about that.
We still have an active investigation underway.
I heard that too.
We still have students in the hospital.
I don't know if it's true.
I won't be shy about sharing what I think needs to be done to make my community safer, but I'm not doing that today. What I will say is when I was at the hospital today, one of the students that showed tremendous courage literally said to me, you know, that active shooter drill they made me do in high school actually helped me in the moment. Which at the same time provided me hope and was so sad. We shouldn't have to do active shooter drills, but it helped. And the reason it helped and the reason we do these drills is because it's so damn frequent. And so there'll be plenty of time, at least from my office, and I don't speak for any of the other public officials there. They're welcome to share if they so choose. There'll be plenty of time to talk about what advocacy and policy changes should be made. But we're still very, very much hard at work at the task at hand, and that is to be able to bring charges forward on the person responsible. Sir?
And then, can you just go through the nature of the conditions again? I know you did that this morning, but is everybody out of the woods?
The conditions have not changed as far as I understand. And so, as was said earlier this morning, one individual has been discharged. One individual remains in critical but stable condition, and the other 7 are in stable condition. I will say I had conversations with 4 of the students, and they were talking to their healthcare providers, and so if there are status changes, we'll be sure to share them.
Mayor, I have a question for you. People are asking, are you expecting to do continuous status updates throughout the day, such as this, or can they expect at a future press conference that there'll be additional information? What is your plan for keeping the public informed throughout this afternoon.
Yeah, thank you. Our expectation is that this is likely our last press conference here at the Brook Street Fire Station. We set up here last night because we were on the edge of campus. There was a lot of work happening all around us. They're still processing evidence on campus, but that crime scene is wrapping up. Most of the streets, other than immediately outside of the building, have been reopened. And so we do expect to provide future updates. We will likely provide those at the Providence Public Safety Complex, and we will provide them as there are meaningful updates to share. I know that it can be frustrating for some when the update is that there's no update. But in the absence of progress, and what's important is that the investigation take the time that it needs to be right. And so when we have no update to share, we will say there's no update to share. And when we have news to share, we will share that news. But our expectation is that this is our last press conference here at the Brook Street Fire Station as we're entering sort of a new chapter as the immediate crime scene winds down and we move on to what we hope will be a prosecution and to try to help our community heal. And we talk more about things like community resources, which we've announced today.
You mentioned family services. There's a crisis support line that you might be able to...
Thank you, Governor. Yes, for Rhode Islanders, Family Service of Rhode Island also has a crisis support line. The phone number is 401-854-6678. That's 854-6678. And the folks at Family Service of Rhode Island are extraordinary professionals who unfortunately have a lot of experience in this area and are a resource available to us. And I know Margaret Holland McDuff from Family Services is here, and we're grateful for her help along the way.
Colonel,
Mayor.
one more question, Colonel. Do you need anything from the public? In other words, is there still possibly someone out there that may have information that you need? Or, I mean, the students are now being allowed to leave the campus. Does that mean that there's no potential witness here? Where does it stand that the public could?
No, thank you, John. I think that, yeah, the call out to the public is to, evidence that they think might be worth it for us to look at, anything that they suspect would be important for the police department to look at. So we're definitely welcome that. And so the message is please reach out. I think that that's one of the strongest things the Providence Police Department has is the partnership that we have with our different community members, as well as different colleges throughout the city. And so if they think that there's something that's important to us, please send it our way, because we'll definitely use it. It might be something that's important that you may think is not, but for us it is. So.
Colonel, can we describe him as a man in his 30s still? Can we still describe him as a man in his 30s, a person of interest?
So the person detained is actually a person in his 20s. In his 20s.
Clarify, is this officially a suspect? Is this someone in custody? What should we call this person? Have they been arrested?
You should call this person that we detain someone of interest at this point.
Detain someone of interest.
Yes.
Colonel, from what I understand, Brown has sirens on their campus, emergency sirens to alert people in cases like this. Did those sirens go off, and if not, why?
So yesterday, when I don't think they went off, and I believe the fact is it was fast. We had a quick response here to the police department.
They didn't go
off, but there was a message. I'm not sure if that call went out.
The point of that shit, then, was the emergency system. What's the point of that?
The sirens did not go off. The original information that we received was from the officer who did not receive the call. The officer saw some of the students running from the location, and so it was an immediate response.
Can you talk about alerting the greater...
Hold on, John.
Can you talk about just what went into alerting the greater Brown area community, people who aren't Brown residents, maybe RISD students or faculty, people in that area? What went into alerting others?
For our community, it was our emergency notification system, some of which is shared by RISD. The rest was from the city of Providence.
Colonel, can you just, Colonel...
Go ahead, please.
I'm Colonel Chapman of Red. Can you tell us, does the person of interest have any connection to the Brown University community? And there was some report that he went into that building and yelled in the classroom. Do you have
Allah Akbar.
more information about that?
So again, it's all details that are important. It's all part of the complex investigation that I spoke about earlier. I'm not ready to confirm or comment on any of that. Again, I got to respect the process. And so at this point, we're just going to continue like the mayor stated. It's complex, but we want to make sure that we have a successful prosecution. And that's more important to me than right now to give you something that just, it could, it's not appropriate.
Colonel, have you started this process of search warrants, any sort of legal process to sort of figure out any motive?
Yeah, so at this point, we're coordinating with the Attorney General's office. We're working very closely with them. We're collecting evidence. We're in the process also of interviewing individuals, and so that's where we're at now. That's something.
State prosecution as opposed to a federal.
That's correct, sir. Yes.
Colonel, the incident happened yesterday around 4 o'clock. Can you just touch on, it sounds like within 12 hours you had a person of interest. Could you just talk about
Correct.
that?
It's
That's
just
a short window.
It's hard work. It's just it's like, it's all hands on deck. An incident of this nature, I think, takes a lot of resources. I think the fact that we work closely with federal partners and different municipalities, the men and women of the Providence Police Department, the detectives, outstanding work, and I think that's why we have been able to move forward as we have in progress in such a fast manner in order to have somebody detained at this point. So,
Colonel President, on what basis are you detaining this man, and how long do you have to further the investigation until you either have to charge him or release him?
again, a situation like this, we have basis enough to bring somebody in based on a lot of different facts. And so those facts are the ones that are allowing us to have that person detained at this point, which I cannot comment as far as what those facts are. Yes.
We have a question for President Paxton now.
How long do you have to charge him before you have to release him?
Again, it's moving pretty fast, and we will have an answer as fast as we can. So,
President Paxton, if you can, we know that these students were studying for their finals in the midst of their schoolwork here, and now students have been told classes are canceled, finals are canceled. Can you talk about kind of the complete shift that this community is in right now, going from studying to now almost a ghost town as people are being reunited with their families?
Yeah. So thanks for the question. It is a big shift and not the way we hope to end this semester, obviously. I was in what we call the Ratty, or main dining hall today. There were a lot of students gathered there. They are amazing, and they're supporting each other. So they're good.
Talking about the emotions you're feeling right now, because you care for these things.
Yeah, I do. And, right now I think, as the mayor was saying, the students in the hospital, I've talked to all but one of them, the students on campus, there's just a lot of gratitude right now, and they're remarkable.
All right, that's it for now. We will keep you posted on future updates. Again, our expectation is that this is the last update here at the Brook Street Fire Station. If you are not yet on Josh's press list, Josh, raise your hand. He's there. That's how you will be apprised of future updates, and our expectation is that we'll be at the Providence Public Safety Complex for future updates. Thank you very much.
All right. I don't think they need to do a press conference if there's no update. I don't see the point in coming on. I mean, cool. It's good that they hand out, I guess, phone numbers, resources. But if there's no update, I don't see the point in this mass gathering for just to say there's no update. I don't know what the point of that is. But there has been people talking about that. There was, rumors circulating that. And we even heard somebody just now in the press conference say, like, supposedly he walked into the classroom or something and yelled something. And what I'm hearing, again, I don't know if this is true, so we'll have to wait for confirmation. What I'm hearing, they're saying this guy supposedly went in there and yelled Allah Akbar. I don't know why these people yell that shit. What does Allah Akbar means? Like praise God or something?
Coming out.
Praise Allah. What does Allah Akbar mean? Allah Akbar. Isn't it like God is great or something? Okay. And so let's listen to this clip here. Laura Loomer posted this, by the way.
And called into police. I mean, the reality is that this is a 7-story physics and engineering building that was unlocked, but this individual went to a specific classroom that was essentially in a study session for an exam on economics and chose that classroom. And we know from a witness inside that this gunman yelled something. We don't know what this individual yelled. And then
that's the thing. They're saying we don't know what they yelled, supposedly. But people are saying this person yelled Allah Akbar is what people
began shooting. We also know that this person reportedly used a handgun.
How do we not know what the guy yelled? They know he yelled, but they don't know what he yelled? What? Like, clearly, if somebody's yelling, you'd be, unless it was like muffled. Like,
So a lot of questions also as to whether or not they recovered that handgun or what kind of ballistics evidence may have led them perhaps to this individual as well. So we have more questions than answers other than the fact that we know the lockdown has been lifted and at least according to the mayor, this community can breathe a sigh of relief. But hopefully we hope to find out more in the coming hours. And called into police. I mean, the reality is,
yeah, the Australia shooting, I covered that this morning. I don't think I have any notifications, but you should check it out. Yeah, I covered the Australia mass shooting. And on Mel Clips, I posted, there was like a 10-minute video of the shooting. Of course, it got demonetized, but that's fine. I posted it anyway, though. On Mel Clips, if you want to see the shooting, I didn't show this on the live stream because I wasn't sure if I could show it or not, but it looked, I guess, somewhat okay. So there's like a 10-minute video of this mass. We have more information on this Australia mass shooting that happened a couple hours ago than we have on this mass shooting that happened on campus here in America last night. Over, I don't know how many hours now, 12 hours, 15 hours. We have more video footage and more evidence on the mass shooting in Australia than we have in this campus that supposedly has 800 plus cameras. Make that shit make sense. I don't know. And so yeah, I don't know. Laura Loomer was saying, and I saw this even yesterday, last night. Some people were talking about this Allah Akbar. Yelled Allah Akbar before opening fire on campus. How come the media is suppressing eyewitness testimony? That's wild. I believe it though. If he yelled something, they're saying that even the media is saying he yelled something. They won't say what he yelled. They're just saying he yelled something. Okay. I have to scroll past that. I believe it. Maybe it was Allah Akbar. I mean, what else are they going to yell? I mean, I don't know. Right? What the hell? Our FBI director partied with Qataris in D.C. last week. What the? And flew to Qatar days later, where he posed for pics holding guns next to the Qatari funders of terrorism. Damn, what the hell? Hell nah. And Trump's flying in that Qatar plane too, right? That how many? I don't know how expensive that plane, that Qatar plane. Trump, they gifted him the plane apparently, I guess. This shit's crazy, man. I don't even know what to think anymore. This is just crazy, dude. All right, I'm gonna head out for now. I'm just trying. Today, I'm mostly just kind of chilling, trying to just chill. Oh, there's more video. Oh fuck! Providence police seen going into building behind the hotel. Oh yeah. Wait, what? Bringing computer with him. Well, some people are saying I saw. Layla sent me a picture. So people are saying too that the back door was completely left wide open to the Brown University. Why are you leaving the door wide open? I have questions. This is one of the most disgusting doors I've ever seen, and I've worked in some restaurants. Supposedly they're saying that, I don't know, the door is wide open in this bitch. And then that school gets a lot of funding, a whole lot of funding. Somehow, the supposed sirens alarm system that's supposed to go off doesn't even go off. Right? You don't. Is it not enough that like it's a mass casualty? Multiple people are shot. Multiple people are killed. The sirens don't go off. and supposedly the campus has 800 plus cameras. Is it all an illusion? Is it all just a facade? Is it all just looks? The cameras are there, but they're not working or not recording. Or I mean, they got to be recording. What's the purpose of this? A false sense of safety. No gun zones, gun-free zones, gun-free zone. 800 cameras, security. Well, this campus doesn't have security. The elementary school that my daughter goes to has cops there every morning here in Florida, South Florida, armed cops. On each of the corners, on campus, the shit gets locked down after the kids are in. I don't know. It's weird. Mel, you can't be like, why didn't they stop this? I'm not saying why didn't they stop this. I'm not saying that. You can't, yeah. I mean, some of the stuff you just can't stop. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that, like, for the small little clip that they put out, 11 seconds or whatever it is, of the back of the person walking away fully, like, there has to be more. Maybe there is more they're not telling us. And I'm just saying, all this stuff is a false sense of security. There is no security. That president of the university doesn't know shit. Well, let me show you one thing before we head out of here. I saw a couple of people posting this. Oops. Let me show this video here.
Hospital, and we don't.
So they're saying, okay, hold on. Let me zoom it in a little bit and then we'll full screen. In the Australia attack, they're saying this is the man who disarmed the mass shooters, the mass killers. 43-year-old Ahmed Al-Ahmed, okay? He's being hailed as a hero.
Don't know exactly what's going inside, but they said the doctor he's very okay, and next 2 hours they let us to go in and see Ahmed because he's still inside and he do the operation, but we hope he will be fine. He's a hero, 100%. He's a hero because what we see on the social media, he's like is 100% hero.
To his shoulder?
Yeah, he have 2 shots, one in his arm here and one in his hand.
Hold on, so they shot the hero? The guy that disarmed the terrorist got shot?
To his shoulder?
Yeah, he have 2 shots, one in his arm here and one in his hand.
And have you been able to talk to him today?
No, because I come when I see what's happening, and I come here to see him, but they said he's not allowed to go inside because he have to make an operation, whatever. I'm still
Okay, so this is somebody that knows the hero. I thought it was the guy, but yeah.
waiting to see him.
Well, there you go, some first-hand accounts. So that man was called Mustafa.
That's the guy
He's
right
the
there, yeah.
cousin of the man in the white shirt there.
Oh, the cousin.
Who
Okay.
tackled one of the gunmen and then turned his own
Holy
weapon
shit.
on him to keep...
And I think he should have busted this. He should have shot this guy, but again, the fact that he stepped in alone is amazing, and I can't judge him for that or anything like that. But
keep him on the ground for a brief few seconds.
And other people on X were saying it too, like, I would have busted his ass.
Forced him to scamper off. This man has saved lives. Let's not make any mistake about this. He disarmed one of the gunmen,
Wow.
as you can see there, who was firing in
shit.
another direction. Look at him. He's come up behind him, grabbed him round the neck, used all of his weight as best as possible, tried to get him to the ground, but he's
little wanker.
Taken his weapon off him and turned it back on the gunman.
Look at this guy pussyfooting around to the gunman.
Confirmed by Mustafa is Ahmed Al-Ahmed, 43-year-old, married father of 2. He owns a fruit shop.
And what's crazy to me is that these people have the balls to go into crowds of people, unsuspecting people, unarmed people, and start shooting. But the moment somebody fucking puts you in your place, bitch slaps you for the first time in your life ever, and points that very same gun to you that you've been pointing at all these innocent people, now you're scared?
And then turned his own weapon on him to keep him on the ground
Now
for a
you're
brief few
scared?
seconds.
Look at this shit.
Forced him to scamper off. This man has saved lives. Let's not make any mistake about this. He disarmed one of the gunmen, as you can see there, who was firing in another direction. Look at him. He's come up behind him, grabbed him round the neck, used all of his weight as...
You should have backhanded. I wish you would have backhanded him too. Just backhand his ass.
best as possible, tried to get into the ground, but he's taken his weapon off him and turned it back on the gunman. Now, the hero, confirmed by Mustafa, is Ahmed Al-Ahmed, 43-year-old, married father of two. He owns a fruit shop in Sutherland, in Sydney Shire. No experience with guns, his cousin told us, was just walking past, and as a result, he's copped 2 bullets in the arm from one of the...
No experience with guns.
Other gunman who was perched up at a high position on one of the concrete bridges down there at the beach. Mustafa's saying he'll think he'll be okay. He's having surgery in the next 2 hours. There's poor Ahmed Al-Ahmed, who's paid the price for his heroism, but no doubt saved many...
Now, who shot him? Was it the terrorists or the cops?
Other lives. A fruit shop owner walking by who's just done the right thing.
Wow. That's crazy. So, yeah, that video is going viral, too. A lot of people are talking about it.
Still, he's in the hospital, and we don't know.
I think that's amazing that guy stood up like that, risked his life, you know. AZ Intel posted the video. There's a lot more videos online. Some of them are pretty graphic. One of the suspects in the terror attacks on Bondi Beach, identified as Navid Akram, was one of the terrorist people here. He got a driver's license too. These terrorists got driver's licenses. I mean, driver's license, probably paying taxes, probably voting too, voting and shit. On EBT food stamps. I mean, I know it's Australia. I don't know what they got over there, but it's crazy, dude. Wow. All right, so yeah, that's the latest with Brown University and the Australia thing. The Australia thing is pretty devastating, though, too, because, I mean, I think there's 2 dead with the Brown University and other people critically injured, but, like, Australia's 12 people dead. That's crazy. Wow. Oh, that's what happened. Is that what happened? New video. So Tim Cast News. Tim Pool. Because the video I posted on Ick and Mel Clips, I wasn't sure what was going on. I wasn't exactly sure what was going on in the video, but apparently you can see here that, like, I guess the people were kicking the suspect.
He's hit! Fucking bash him!
There you go. Yeah! Smash him. I wasn't sure what was going on earlier, but, like, yeah, they were walking up to the guy and kicking his ass. You know? And, you know, people just get fed up. People just get tired of the shit. People are fed up. People are tired of waiting sometimes on law enforcement. Sometimes the public takes matters into their own hands because they're tired of this shit with the police and law enforcement, the corruption. It's bullshit. It made me think of the Night Stalker from California, where this guy was raping and killing women and murdering for a long fucking time. and people got so fed up and they caught his ass in public. And you know what they did to him? The public grabbed his ass and beat his ass and called the cops. That's why he has all this shit on his head. He's stitched up because they beat his ass. Because people were tired.
What have you been arrested for?
We're going to keep waiting on these police to do something? No. We're going to snatch his ass up, beat his ass, and call the cops.
You ever been arrested before?
The Night Stalker.
Danny, where's your car? Never been arrested before in L.A.?
Richard Ramirez, yeah.
How long ago? Sit up. How long ago? Let's get all these.
Yeah, they beat his ass. Even California get tired of it.
I love it.
Back up on the sidewalk, close, please. Go back. Back up on the.
And would you believe it too? Richard Ramirez, he had a bunch of fangirls too, women that loved him. He's still handsome. He's still hot. A bunch of women lined up for that guy. But anyway, I guess that's it, man. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I'll catch you guys later. And yeah, peace. Be safe. It's crazy. It's crazy out there, man. And it's just like, I don't know if it's gonna get crazier the closer we get to Christmas, but all right, guys. Peace. Bye.